No, you whispered that you are aspiring for. Then we're actually aspiring for what? Didn't give us answer. Oh, no,
So, Mr. Speaker, in the 8th Assembly, towards the end of the 8th Assembly, I had reason to always give you people backing when you were going out on the aisle as leadership of the House. And one of the occasions I was accosted and somebody asked me, why are you following leaders? You are not yet the leader. I say I have an ambition. And I prayed.
And he came through.
And God answered my
Your prayer. So what is your prayer now?
See, I think it is not harmful.
I said, what is your prayer now? It's just a simple question. What's your prayer for now?
In a very harmless way, my desire is to continue to grow vertically.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, Comrade Peter I move that this committee revert to plenary to report progress. I so
Olajide, I'm not recognizing you. This is a leadership function. Did you hear his own, when he was aspiring, how he managed
yes.
before getting there?
I did.
So be a little bit patient. Minority leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Delmelu, and I represent the good people of Anyocho Shimilifera constituency. I'm from Delta State. Having exhausted all items on the order paper, and rising from the leader who had just moved that will revert to plenary, I wholeheartedly second the motion that he has moved that will revert to plenary. I so second.
Colleagues, those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. House is here about to revert to plenary to report progress. My distinguished respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Chartered Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineering of Nigeria to satisfy, regulate, and determine the standard of knowledge and practice to be attained by persons seeking to become Chartered Electrical and Electronic Engineering personnel and for related matters. Approved clauses 1 to 22 and the long title of the bill. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on a bill for an act to provide for the procedure and ceremony for transmission and assumption of office of the President and the Vice President by the President-elect and Vice President-elect, and to facilitate the handover process by outgoing President and Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and for related matters. Approved clauses 1 to 28. The explanatory memoranda and the long title of the bill. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on the bill for an act to amend the Evidence Act, Cap E14, laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to bring its provisions in line with global technological advancement in evidence taking, which shall be applicable to all judicial proceedings in or before courts in Nigeria and for related matters. Approved clauses 1 to 16, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on the bill for an act to repeal the National Inland Waterways Authority Act, Cap N47, laws of the Federation of Nigeria, and to enact the Nigerian Inland Waterways Act, establish the Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority to provide for the management, regulation, and development of the Nigerian inland waterways, and to promote private sector participation in the development of the Nigerian inland waterways in Nigeria and for related matters, and approved clauses 1 to 69, the schedules, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the on a bill for an act to repeal the Notaries Public Act, Cap 141, laws of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Notaries Public Bill 2022 to provide for appointment of notaries public, their registration, to regulate the duty of the office of the notary public, and to make provisions for the performance of digital and remote notarization of documents by notaries public in Nigeria, and for the recognition of digitally notarized documents as being validly notarized, and for legal matters, and approve clauses 1 to 30, the schedule, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on the bill for an act to establish Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery and Ado, Odo, Ota, Ogun State, and approve clauses 1 to 39, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on the bill for an act to establish Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Agency, to institute the Federal Capital Territory Health Insurance Scheme, and provide comprehensive, quality, and affordable health care services for all residents of the Federal Capital Territory, and for related matters, approve clauses 1 to 40, clause 41 as amended, approve clauses 42 to 51, the schedules, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on the Committee on Land Transport on the bill for an act to repeal the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology ACAP N116 Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Bill to provide for the full-time and part-time courses of instructions and training for the general development of the transport and logistics sector of the Nigerian economy for junior, middle, senior, cadre, managers, technicians, technologists, artisans, and for legal matters, and approve clauses 1 to 33, the schedules, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services on a bill for an act to establish the Federal College of Education, Ndo, Eket, Akwa Ibom State, and for legal matters, approve clauses 1 to 23, the schedule, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on Electoral Matters on a bill for an act to establish National Electoral Offences Commission, and for legal matters, deferred consideration of the report for further legislative actions. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions on the bill for an act to establish Federal College of Agriculture, Technical, Ogumbiri, Bayelsa State, to provide full-time courses, teaching, instructions, and training in agricultural technology, agriculture, and to carry out due administration and management, and for related matters, approve clauses 1 to 24, the schedule, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on capital market and institutions on the bill for an act to repeal the Investment and Securities Act 2007 and enact the Investment and Securities Bill to establish Securities and Exchange Commission as an apex regulatory authority for the Nigerian capital market, as well as regulation of the market to ensure capital formation, the protection of the market, and to ensure capital formation, protection of the investors, maintain fair, efficient, and transparent market, and reduction of systematic risks and foreign matters, and approve clauses 1 to 357, the schedule, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. Respected colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report on the capital market and institutional bill for an act to repeal the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Act, CAP C9 Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004, and provide for the establishment of the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment, and for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 24, the schedule, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. The House and the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on Science and Technology on the bill for an act to establish National Research Institute for Chemical Technology to provide globally competitive and environmental friendly innovation, innovative research and development in the processing and conversion of indigenous raw materials into valuable chemical and petrochemical products for the development of chemical, biological, and man-made fiber technologies for industries, for industrial application in Nigeria and for related matters. Approved clauses 1 to 27, the schedules, the explanatory memoranda, and the long title of the bill. The House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Conference Committee on a bill for an act to repeal the National Secondary Education Commission ETC Act Cap N77 Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004 and enact the National Senior Secondary Education Commission Bill to prescribe minimum standards for secondary education in Nigeria and manage the National Senior Secondary Education Commission Fund and for these matters. Approved the recommendations of the report of the Conference Committee. Thank you very much. Leader, move for the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Comrade Peter Ovyonzoje Akpatasin, MNI, I rise to move that we do adopt the reports of the Committee of the Whole. I so move.
Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elmelu, and I represent the good people of Aniocho Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. I rise to second the motion moved by the House Leader. I so second.
Respectfully, those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. Colleagues, this is an announcement, a bill for an act to establish the National Center for the Coordination and Control of the Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons in Nigeria and for related matters. Honourable members may wish to note that, recall that the House of Representatives has passed the bill for an act to establish the National Center for Coordination and Control of the Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons in Nigeria and for related matters, and same was passed by the Senate with differences. The following members are nominated as conference to conferees to resolve the areas of difference with the Senate. Honorable Adegun Adejaro, Chairman. Honorable Sarki Ahiru, Member. Honorable Ahmed Munir, Member. Honorable Sam Onibu, Member. Honorable Abbas Adegun, Member. Honorable Usman Zanna, Member. Signed for Abubakar Flatter. Thank you. Leader, move for the adjournment of the House to tomorrow 11 a.m. First, to appreciate members' good hard work. No, it's 11 a.m. Was that resolution? Okay, 10 a.m. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, Comrade Peter Ovyonzoje Akpatasin, MNI. Mr. Speaker, I move that this House do adjourn till 10 o'clock tomorrow, Thursday. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Honorable Ndudi Godwin Elmelu, and I represent the good people of Aniocho Federal Constituency. I'm from Delta State. I rise to second the motion moved by the House Leader that this House do adjourn till tomorrow, Thursday. I so second.
Respected colleagues, those in favor of the motion say aye. Against say nay. That's have it. House is hereby adjourned to tomorrow 10 a.m.